John, the Machine Davis, back on Slap News. How's 2025 been keeping you?
Busy, as always, keeping on the grind, keeping after it, having to, take care of everything I got going here. Got to fight these squirrels off. One of them just stole one of the strawberry plants out back. Some bullshit.
Amazing. I didn't realize that it was already strawberry season, but I guess in Ohio, they're starting the fruits of the labor early. We heard some rumors and speculation. Power Slap number 12. You may have been on that card, but it didn't happen. Can you give any clarity to that potential matchup?
Yeah, I was supposed to have been there. I said yes to a match against Turpin, and unfortunately, within like a week's time, it fell out, and it didn't even really, they didn't even have time to come up with some crappy art to throw out for us. So it was gone as fast as it came, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot to unpack there. So moving up to light heavyweight, 205. Is that what's next for you in your career?
Um, I think it was a spur of the moment thing. At least from my understanding as of now, it's not supposed to happen again until, I guess the miscellaneous opportunity arises. But I'm supposed to be back at 185 for my next fight. I think it was supposed to be the most exciting, unexpected fight because I'm pretty sure that would have everyone would have kind of been like, "What the fuck? Why is this matchup even made?" And
Yeah.
I think it would have been fun for him and I, but it is what it is.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, Austin Turpin, obviously interesting guy. Was supposed to go up against Russell Turpin a couple of times, or sorry, Russell Rivera a couple of times. That fell through. Then interesting to see. I mean, it's definitely something that's shocking to me that match would be made. Were you excited to take on Turp?
Yeah. Surprisingly, I got the phone call and I was like, yeah, let me just kind of go over stuff at home. And like, as soon as I hung up the phone, I just kind of started laughing because it was like, what the fuck? This makes absolutely no sense to me. It was super out of left field. And, I completely understood why they thought it would be so exciting for that event. But I just had the giggles for like the whole week afterwards. It was actually pretty weird. It kind of helped break me out of the little bit of the funk that I was dealing with, and got me excited and ready to that very much reminded me of the very beginning where it was just fucking the Wild West Texas, because I didn't really need to have a strict diet. I could eat whatever I wanted and kind of had to eat whatever I wanted, and change my regimen up for the time that I thought it was going to happen.
For sure. Yeah. And I mean, people who haven't been following you back to the good old days, you once competed at heavyweight against DTP
Yeah,
back in the
shout out
day.
to him.
So yeah, it's an interesting matchup for sure. Too bad it didn't happen. You've been away for a little bit here. You've had time to just kind of see the division evolve since last time we seen you in Abu Dhabi. What did you make of some of the so I guess I'll just say some of the developments in the organization since, specifically in your class. We've seen obviously Darren Godfrey take care of the Chief. Then we see the Chief come back and be victorious in his last matchup. So we see those two guys moving up to the division right behind you on your tails, in the rankings. And then we've seen Isaiah and we've seen Branden battle it out now twice. So what do you think of, obviously one by one, but of those four guys at the top of your division?
The division's finally doing what it needs to be. I still think that this is probably the most exciting the division has been, just for the simple fact that everyone's dropping bombs. There's not really much, at least in my opinion, there should be no reason why the middleweight division's overshadowed by any other division at all right now. Everyone's killers in the top 10. You got the couple of new guys that just broke in through the top 10, and then a few people still kind of floating around. But when it comes to those guys specifically, Branden and Isaiah, it is what it is, man. It's fucking crazy up there for those title fights. So the back and forth that they've had between online and then up there in the matches, that's the name of the game, controversy. I've been saying that, and I'll say that till my career's over. And as for Darren and the Chief, like you said, they're hot on the trail. So it could be just as easy them as myself for, next in title contention or for the next matchup.
Mm-hmm. I was going to ask you, do you think both Isaiah and Branden have been calling for a trilogy? Do you think that it's kind of been overdone, or do you think it's due for a third match?
No, I don't think anyone wants to honestly watch that. That's my personal opinion about it. But that's also because I haven't cried and whined after I lost and bitched and complained all over social media and every comment section about this, that, and the other. I'm let everyone know I was all right afterwards, and then have moved on since, because no matter what, I still think I deserve the next title shot. I've had a longer reign than both of them. I've had, including when my arm fucking went out, I've had less controversial fights than their past two. I still believe that the accolades for everything that I've already done should land me with a title shot up against Branden whenever he's healed up after getting his nose broke.
Yeah, for sure. I think I spoke to Branden, and I believe he's 6 months medically suspended at this particular point. I know he's trying to, speed that process up. But however, at this moment, it looks like we're not going to have the title on the line. I know you're a guy that doesn't like to sit and wait. I know you like to be active. You vocalized that before, that you want to be up there and performing. Is there anyone else in the middleweight division that you think would make a good matchup for you, whether it be someone like Darren Godfrey or the Chief, that you'd like to kind of get back in the win column against?
Honestly, man, I feel like everyone in the top of this right now is a great matchup. It's everyone's tougher than fuck. Everyone's taking a shot for the most part. Everyone's dropping bombs. So it could be, I'm pretty sure it's, more so even playing fields now than it has been in the past, in the aspect of, level of everyone actually wanting to do this and actually fucking trying and being professional athletes about it.
For sure. A guy who you came up with on season 1, Wesley Drain, obviously lost to the Chief at Power Slap number 12. What did you make of his performance?
First round, they both looked great. They were eating, they were throwing. Second round, man, it's just the name of the game. He landed a really clean shot on Wes. It didn't put him, completely out, but it was enough to end the fight, and definitely should have, I would say. So that way there was no unnecessary damage taken.
Mm-hmm. Did you get to see Hunter Hassan versus Angel Merrill?
I have watched that. That's what I was glad to see, him do well in the I don't personally know him by any means, but just to see someone new kind of working their way up and put on a show for the people, because he was doing that, that little dance or jig or whatever after he got hit. I thought that was pretty entertaining.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Outside of your division, how do you feel the health of Power Slap is right now?
I feel like it's healthy, but I feel like, again, the controversy for 205 is at an ultimate height right now, only because of Ron retiring and there being that question of, who's in the title fight for that. So, that could have, and I feel like if I had gotten that 205 match, that would have shaken things up even more in that division and caused even more chaos. But, just as that division sits right now, it's up in the air for who could be next for that. Heavyweight division's full of strong fucking animals, especially after DTP and the Bell just went up there and had their showing. Super glad Rob Trujillo finally got the chance to fight for the title and ended up winning it. And, shout out to McGregor for taking that fight. I feel like 155 is hopefully going to, build a deeper weight class soon. And, finally have more contenders for them to have a good amount of fights on all these cards. And all the ladies coming in, been great showings on all of their parts, tougher than fuck. And, really entertaining everybody the way that it should be done.
For sure. Right now you're sitting, what are you at, 31?
32.
32? How much longer do you think you have in this slap game?
I can't really put a specific, time on the slap game itself. For combat sports in general, I've got till I'm 40. So I've got about 8 more years of seeing what my body has left in it and what I can get into other than power slap and power slap. So, you know, I definitely have some shit to do in the next 7-8 years. And then if I'm 40 and I still feel good enough to do anything else, then so be it.
Awesome, man. You want to drum up some controversy? Anybody you want to call out on Slap News?
Fucking every single person in the middleweight division. Y'all have apparently forgot that I carried the division for a very long time while you were all off doing a whole lot of fucking nothing. And I'm still right here and will gladly accept a fight against any one of you. Appreciate it.
Awesome, John. Appreciate you as always. Great catching up. Look forward to seeing you back up there real soon, my man. Take care and train
Thank
hard.
you.